And this is your forecast for June, and there's a couple of highlights that we really want to touch upon this month, as everything now seems to be focusing on you personally and how you're taking your energy out to the world. We have the sun, we got the new moon, we got Mercury, and we got Venus in the first house. So this is a time where I can see that you're radiating, you're shining, you're bringing this energy out, interacting, and people will find you very extra attractive. You always are, but extra attractive, right? So you're this magnet this month, and especially since we have the new moon going through this area, that can only amplify it even more as you place your intentions of, if you're really feeling great, Gemini, tell yourself they're on the new moon, which is June 10th, that you want more of this. Hey, I want this energy to stick with me. I want this to carry on forward. You could do that because the new moon programming, or should I say intentions, are all about programming what it is you desire and then leaping that forward, right? So this new moon will also be passing Mercury, which is your ruler, and Mercury is retrograde this month until that of June 23rd. So yes, we just need to be a little cautious. Now, Mercury is your ruler, right? And when it is retrograde, it's time to kind of reflect, rethink, redo, retweak, and also listen to how we're communicating, since Mercury rules communication. Are we clear? Especially on those matters that are really, truly important to us and those we're communicating with. Are we clear enough so no misunderstandings come? That can very easily happen. And then we're going to go back and kiss and make up, right? So be sure that you're also listening very clearly to who's speaking to you with important matters so you don't happen to misunderstanding. It goes both ways because we're all under the influence when Mercury is retrograde. Now, I feel whatever that could be, since it's in the area of your first house, it could be situations particularly that has to do with your personal self, which the first house represents, right? Venus is there, and of course, Venus rules love and romance and also money. So I can see how May was really good to you, where you're picking up all this extra beautiful energy, that Venetian attraction, right? Where you've been like this social butterfly and getting a whole lot more attention, as you've also been sharing that. You've also been very generous here in May by sharing yourself. Now that is moving into your second house, which it rules, so it's going to be extra powerful in that sense. It's moving into your second house there on June 3rd. And so that would be the time for you to kind of really look at your money, your income. Get all your ducks in a row. I see you kind of like digging in and seeing, what's coming in, what's going out, what expenses. There might also be that need to go and renew. Maybe you were already renewing when Venus was in your first house, kind of beautifying self, new haircuts, new whatever, and then now looking over your bank account. But yes, there could be new money coming in this month. Also, expenses going out. That is what the second house does. Now, I can see how Mars has been moving through this area now for the last month or so. And so Mars has been busy spending. Venus might come and try to kind of balance that up. But we just want to be very careful. Do not invest in anything expensive, especially not any electronics devices and so forth that Mercury rules, because it is retrograde. We just find that those items tend always to just be a little funky, and then we have to return them and restart, right? So anything technical, careful as far as putting your money into it. And the same thing goes with if you're having to sign any contracts, we would like to wait. So I would say wait to July for any new big purchases or signing of contracts. But the show must go on. People ask, well, what do we do if we're needing to sign? If you have to, you have to. But then just expect, though, that it might have to be revised down the road or amended. Pay attention extra to the small fine print, right? So it doesn't come back with egg on your face. June 12th, Mars, which has now been going through your financial sector, you've been pretty much getting all your ducks in a row there, is now moving into the area of what you rule. Third house for communication and travel and networking and so forth. So you're going to really start taking off, looking at projects, especially those of verbal communication. So for those of you who are needing to give presentations, or say those of you that are out needing to give some interviews or engage in interviews, Mars is really going to be on your side. You're going to come across very magnetic, energetic, and of course, new bosses are always looking for somebody who's very goal-oriented and straight to the point. That's how you're going to come across here, Gemini. So that is June 12th. So the last 2 weeks of June, you will still have this until we get into that of July. We do want to talk about another major shift, Gemini, this month. That is the movement of Jupiter. Jupiter for this last year has been going through, no, not last year, from top of the year, has been going through your 9th house. The 9th house of everything to do with studying, researching, travel, international contacts, and so forth. Now it's moving into the area of your career. Just for a couple of months, you're going to get your feet wet to get a little feel of what you're setting yourself up for in 2022, when it's going to cruise there for a much longer time. So, yes, the 10th house is career. You will have opportunities come your way. You're going to feel really this need for expansion, to get your wings out and go for it. And I'd say, do go for it. Jupiter is always what supports us the best, with its abundance, its generosity, the feeling of just happy-go-lucky that we've arrived, we're here, but only for a couple of months. It is going to go back into that 9th house. And so you can wrap up what you started on top of the year, right? Get all those bits and pieces together until Jupiter then goes direct and will re-enter your career field. But I feel, yes, there could be very creative prospects coming up since Jupiter will be in Pisces, and it's the old ruler of Pisces, so it's extra strong here. And I can see that whatever you've been dreaming of, maybe for quite a few years now, because you do have Neptune here in your 10th house, and Neptune is always looking for the idealistic goal, right? So even if some of that hasn't manifested in the past, Jupiter is very lofty. It's very ethereal. It doesn't really carry a lot of gravity, so we can dream, but to manifest is different. We need a different oomph to give it that 3-dimensional body. Now, Jupiter can come in and help some of those long-term dreams that you've had. So, be very alert and clear over the next couple of months to see what gift Jupiter is going to be bringing on your doorstep. We have the full moon, which is going to be 3 degrees in Capricorn on June 24th. For you, it's showing up in the 8th house. Now, the 8th house also rules money. Not necessarily your day-to-day, week-to-week income, monthly income. It is more your savings, your investments, and so forth. So for those of you who have been investing, whether, it is stocks, bonds, cryptocurrencies, the full moon is really going to illuminate this area. So pay attention to what's happening there around the 24th. And I think that is pretty much what we're going to wrap it up with here for June. And I will see you next month there, Gemini. So have a good one and take care. Bye now.